Hi there, it's John from JSR Intervalometers, and I'm here today to do a short tutorial on getting started with your JSR. When your JSR arrives, you'll get the actual unit. You'll get a cable here to connect your camera to the JSR. One end is a 2.5mm end, and the other half is a 3.5mm end. It's a standard audio cable. You'll get two cables to connect your motor or an external power source to the JSR. One end is your regular barrel jack, and the other end is some bare wires. You'll get two of them. You also get a battery charger, which plugs into the wall, and the other end plugs into your JSR. I'm not going to use these at the moment, so I'll set them off to the side. And I'm going to go ahead and plug my camera cable here into the camera, and the other end gets plugged into the JSR. Alright, let's go ahead now, turn it on, and get it set up. When you first turn your JSR on, you'll get the intro, and then we'll go to the main screen. The top left button is the camera settings, motor 1, motor 2, and the settings menu. The top right button will set the shutter time, motor time, number of pictures, and when everything is set, you push start to start the time lapse. I'm going to go into the camera settings here. This is where you can set the self timer, so the button on the right will increase it. The button on the left will decrease it. Third button on the left, the B ramp, that's for bulb ramping. I'm not going to do that today, so I'll leave that alone. The man shutter, that's the manual shutter. If you push it, it'll trigger the camera. The output here is, right now it's on the cable, that's what I have plugged in, but I can select the infrared remote, and the infrared remote has two modes. One is immediate shutter release, and the other one is a 2-second delay. So if I push it again, I get the infrared plus the 2-second delay. Top right button, the one with the little back arrow, that will reset the page to the default, so I push that. And this is how I'm going to leave it for this time lapse. This is all I need. I'm going to go to OK. I'm going to set the shutter time. On the left here you can set the minutes up and down. The tenths of a second, you can cycle through it there. And on the right you can set the shutter seconds. Again, the top right button will reset it to the defaults. And for this one I'm going to have just a 1 second shutter time. Now it's important to note the 1 second is the length of pulse that the JSR sends to the camera. But right now in the camera it's in manual mode, and the shutter time is 1/60th of a second. So even though I have a shutter time of 1 second set on the JSR, the actual picture time will only be 1/60th of a second, because that's what I have set on my camera. Gonna hit OK. Now I'm gonna put in a motor time here, because I need a delay between the pictures. So I'm gonna go to OK now. I want to set 200 pictures for the time lapse. I hit the pictures button. Now on the right you can set the correction of the tens. On the left you can set the hundreds, and then cycle through the single digits there. I'm going to just set 200. Going to go to OK, and now we're all set. I'm going to hit start, and you can see now it's taking a picture every 4 seconds. 1 second on the shutter time and 3 seconds on the motor time. It cycles through that and takes a picture. If you want to stop it, you push stop. But if you want to make changes while it's still running, you just push the little the star there, top right button. That'll get you back to the main menu, but it's still running. So I'm going to go into here, and I'm going to set this a little bit higher. Going to go to OK, and now continue. And you can see I've made a change while the time lapse is in progress. So I'm going to just let it go for now. Come back in a little while and see how the time lapse has turned out.